Engagement, therapeutic and other
A counseling relationship to help him in achieving an integrated sense of self and to improve his self-concept, self-esteem.
I'd like to add a comment that now that you have the independent evaluation and everything that Ms. Gentry has been sharing with this group since I've been on board has basically been substantiated by Dr. Johnson telling you some of the things that she had asked for over a year ago. And for instance, she requested that he have book contact that would help with his conduct skills and his attention. She also suggested that he get some type of coaching. And I know maybe any high school that has a program in place as a peer mentor program, and it could have been, carried out. She'd also asked that he have a note taker. So all of these things that is being put in recommendations, I mean, Ms. Gentry has made these requests previously over a year ago. And now to be at the table for things that things that could have been implemented down the road before we got this junction, I think it's just a real disservice for that student education experience. And to ask for him to be able to be tested for being able to have a laptop. And so she made that request for a technology assessment. And that was ignored and just basically brushed over. So now here we're back at the same junction. So my recommendation is that you implement everything that Dr. Johnson has outlined it. And how do we do that and how do we continue to move forward is something that needs to be expedited.
And every year we have an IEP meeting. I request because he's so far behind. I want him to have it. I don't care how, I don't know if it's extended school year, summer school, however this district puts it, but my son needs it every year, at the end of the school year. He's not getting, he needs to go forward. My son has high career goals, and the only way he's going to be able somewhat to meet those goals is this district help him meet them.
Is he interested in the tutoring that
it's not about what he's interested. I'm making his educational decision. I'm his mother, so what I'm saying is going to go.
And that's what we want that too.
So he doesn't get to make a choice when it comes to his education until he moves out of my house.
Can we set up kind of automatic communication system with you so that
you know what? I have an email address, and I'm telling you that Donald Farmers don't want to email me in the school.
And I'm glad that you asked if you could set up some kind of communication, because on the last meeting we made that agreement that everyone would email her on a weekly basis to make that connection, and that didn't happen.
And progress reports, IEPs, I'm supposed to get a weekly progress report. I'm aware that Eddie does not like to give me progress reports because he knows how I'm going to react. That's why I asked specifically, email me. It only takes a teacher. I know you guys have a busy schedule. I know you have other students, but in the IEP contract, we are supposed to have weekly progress reports. I know that you have a new system, but that has nothing to do with my son. My son's on an IEP contract, and I get weekly progress reports from your school when it comes to this kid.
So I just wanted to make one other comment that one of the things that Ms. Gentry was trying to get put in place is that Avery had that technology system by requesting that he get a laptop. And she made that request early in the school year, and that would have been something that had been, as Dr. Johnson pointed out, a more electronic form that he would have been able to keep up with his organizational skills, because that is a big issue for him to keep things organized. But in working with him, I know how he gravitates to working with the computer. Anything that I can get him to work on with the computer, he's ready to do that.
And there's no problem giving him access to computers at school. I mean, this is a high technology district, and we've got more bonds coming up, so I think that's certainly something we can have access to.
And not only that, to have an access to a laptop, that he can have that to take with him, because he's traveling with sports activity as well, so he has a lot of other needs. And that's why I asked to have a technology session, so that can be addressed in that format.
I think we can have an assistive technology, that's done. And then we can talk about what, the results of that are.
Do you want to see another child fail? Because if you don't help my son, that's, you know what I'm saying, no child parent, you're leaving my son behind. And I don't want to see my son. My son already has a conflict because he has a sister that's an honor student. I don't want that for my child.
I don't think anybody here does either.
Well, I'm telling you, at the rate that this district and the school's going, that's what they're going to my son. And I feel like every year I'm fighting, and it's like a new, no disrespect to Coach Khan, but I get a new group of people every year. And I'm telling you, it's like I'm doing the faith with you guys. And it's to the point where I have no faith in your sister.
I'm sorry to hear that, because we wanna work through this with Dave.
See, I'm not a parent that's walking in and don't know nothing about, I don't know anything about special ed. I don't graduate as special ed therapist. So if anything, the budget has just gotten cut. So you can't tell me nothing about special ed. I'm just screaming, I didn't have a mama fighting for me. I'm gonna fight you all the way until the day that my son walks out of this district. And you might see me again, because I might be fighting with somebody else's parent. Because I care about children that are in special ed services. I really do care.
So what happened to the request of having a note taker provided from him?
Because he cannot take notes. I'm gonna say that right now. Those books that you teachers give him to take home for marking, you gave him, I think you gave him marking books to take home?
Can I clarify that?
Okay.
I gave him one the very first day of class before I understood what was going on. Since then, I think I've met every requirement.
I give you credit, I'm not gonna bash you right now, because Amy has excelled in his class. But I'm just saying that it's hard for him, if he can't read the book and doesn't understand those big, bold words. They sit on his floor so I can go. Is that what you want him to do, when you can give him books on tape?
So we have also, in not just this report, but we have his academics that we tested in our district, correct? That identify his functional academic level.
So you have some of that information.
That's for some of the evaluation.
Right, so that's what goes into those calculations, stuff like that.
I can show you guys those books that you guys have in
Can I clarify something to the note? He says that, you're looking at communicating, tutoring, note-taking, test, being tested for laptop, or being having access to laptop, books on tape, and if anything else that you...
Peer note taker? Did you get that? Peer note taker?
Okay, I just put down note taker, was it peer note taker?
Yeah, note taker.
Note taker, computer. Is there anything else that I just want to...
In relation to the laptop, that's an assistive technology.
And then I have, okay, and then I have, and assisted technology, so I just want to make sure that you're there.
The request for the peer note taker, was that made at the IEP meeting, or was this made at this meeting that was last spring?
Well, it was obviously made at that initial IEP meeting that we had at the end of
Last year, that I was involved in.
Yeah.
That was,
And so all of that was